Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Abhijit. I'm a certified life coach and a mental fitness enabler. Today's topic is going to be along the lines of why do you need a life coach? So a life coach, and let's try and understand what a life coach does and what he or she is capable of doing. A life coach is someone who works with you to set meaningful goals and also help you achieve those goals. It's very forward looking, very solution oriented. A simple example is if, for example, someone comes to me who happens to be a musician, and they come to me and say, hey Abhijit, I'm having a bit of a creative block. I'm not able to write music. I'm not quite able to understand why that is. And my goal is that at the end of the next 12 months or something, I want to be able to release an album of 30 songs, right? So if I were to work with someone like that as a life coach, my approach would be to firstly understand where that mental block is coming from. Why is it that they're not able to create what they want to create? And also, why it is that they have the need to create 50 songs in an album within the next year. What is it that is driving them there, right? And I think many a times a lot of us set goals because society tells us to, because that's what your friend is doing, because that is what somebody else is doing. And when I work with, this is a very hypothetical case, so when I'm working with this, in this example, with someone who's trying to really understand what it is that is stopping them from actually, coming up with new material, I would sit with them. I would really try to understand what I just mentioned, which is where that whole thought is coming from. To have to write 50 songs in an album, right? What is it that is pressurizing them to do so? Why are they feeling like they're not able to write anything new? Where is the pressure coming from? And I'll go really, really deep into understanding their routine, into how their practice is through the day, what they do outside their music, what they do while they sit and compose their music. I try and understand a little bit more about their actual mental health and physical health background. So for example, if, and also their work history, just basically fully understand what it is that they've gone through, how far they've come, and then from there on actually help set meaningful goals for them, more realistic goals for them, and help them understand and come from a place of actually wanting to achieve those goals or actually wanting to get to where they want to. This is just a very minuscule example. I personally work with clients who have struggles with their mental health also. I am not a licensed medical professional, as in I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist, so I'm not allowed to diagnose a certain disorder or prescribe medication. But what I can do is work in tandem with, if they consent, in tandem with their psychologist or their psychiatrist, understand what they're going through, and essentially work with them to set goals and achieve those. And I'm there as an accountability coach. So it's almost like this. You go to a gym and suppose you tell your trainer, I want to build 6-pack abs. There's a high probability that your gym trainer will first ask you to, put across your height, your weight. They'll take measurements of that. They'll understand your body first. And in all likelihood, they may not give you the same set of exercises and routine that they may give someone else, because they'll have to gauge your physical fitness, right? So as someone who is a firm believer in mental health and a firm believer that everything is also connected, right? You cannot look at anything in isolation. You cannot only look at physical health. You cannot only look at mental health. It has to be worked with together, which is why I feel it's very important that it's your well-being, it's what works for you. And coming back to the example, the gym trainer here will actually set a dieting plan for you, a set of exercises you need to do, and you go to the gym, for example, every day, or you go maybe thrice a week. They'll actually sit with you. They'll help you, in all likelihood, see if you're actually doing your exercises. And this is, of course, a very ideal example or a relatable example to what I would do as a mental health coach, or as a life coach rather, right? So I would actually want to understand where your blockers are and how I can best help you achieve your goals and overcome your obstacles or your blockers, right? So some key areas that a life coach works with usually, and I specifically work with, are along the lines of career development. So if you're a fresh graduate from university or from college and you don't know what you want to do next in life, you're not sure what it is that you really feel like doing, and or you're perhaps specifically sure you want to achieve something. But in any case, it's important for me to help you, to guide you, to help understand what it is that your passion lies in and your strength lies in, and help you take things from there. Career development is one thing. Also, if you're someone who's in the work field, maybe you're switching jobs, or you've decided that you're taking a break, you want to do something, you want to figure out what you want to do next, I also come in there. And personal growth. So there are a lot of people who I've come across who struggle in their day-to-day lives with confidence issues. They're not confident. They go through a lot of stress. They feel they have low self-esteem. So I wouldn't give them exercises and tools and say, hey, it's not up to you to follow. I would actually make sure that from my end, I do my best to motivate them to practice it and actually keep checking in on them and see if they're able to execute those, and give them an understanding of the importance of that, the science of that. So it's not something that they're doing because they have to do or because I'm telling them to, right? So personal growth. Relationship building is a very interesting space. But by relationship building, I don't mean matrimonial or dating related relationship building. Here I'm referring to more of communication skills, interpersonal skills, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you talk to people. So in that sense, your ability to make eye contact, body language. Now you may have gone to a lot of workshops in all likelihood where they would have helped set out SMART goals for you, or they would have given you a 3 or 4 hour workshop on how to set a goal or how to communicate, right? You go online, you search anywhere, you'll find over 1 million resources. But the problem is that more often than not, people are not able to execute them. We live in a day and age where there's excess information, where there's so much information, and yet people are not able to execute. So where I'm coming in over here is to specifically understand where you're coming from. So it's very personalized. What plan I give one client will not be the same for another. So I genuinely look through. So just like you have height and weight, if you were going to a physical trainer for them to assess what you need to do to get 6 packs, I would actually gauge to understand your health background, your desires, your goals, where they come from, and help you actually work towards that, right? So that's one aspect of it. Time management, productivity, all these also facets come into the whole picture. So all in all, as a life coach, what I do is I incorporate a lot of elements from therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy. I incorporate inner child healing. I incorporate meditation practices into my plans. Of course, if that is not necessary for you, I wouldn't recommend it. But I would make sure I sit with you to gauge and understand your requirements, and then accordingly customize a plan for you. And as an accountability coach, it is my responsibility to keep checking in on you and give you as much compassion and love and respect and space to help you execute your goals. So I hope this is helpful. Just to quickly summarize, a life coach is an accountability coach, someone who helps you through a very powerful and transformative process almost very similar to a physical health trainer in one sense, where specific to your requirement, your body requirement, a physical trainer may recommend certain exercises. Specific to your mental health, specific to your physical health also in one sense, and your goals and your requirements, I help to understand what it is that you need to do. And it really doesn't matter to me personally what your gender is, what your age is. Generally doesn't matter per se to me. I think for me, I look at you as a human being first, so we can always have a conversation and try and understand if you also need a life coach at this point. If you don't need a life coach, I'm more than happy to have just had a wonderful conversation with you. If you're someone who I feel actually needs, help from like a therapist or a psychiatrist, I'm more than happy to put you across to people, to professionals. If you're someone who needs to actually very assertively work towards a solution or a certain goal in the future, and you're ready for that, you could be from any background. I personally have worked with fresh graduates, with musicians, with working professionals, up to mid-senior level positions. And I've worked with people who are kind of seeking transitions in their life, meaning career-wise at least, like they're shifting from one career to another. So all in all, I think it's where I come from, and I'm more than happy to connect with you. I hope this resource was useful, and you can feel free to reach out to me. I can put the details in the description box. Have a safe day, month, week, year, eternity altogether, and take care. See you soon. I'm here. I care. You matter.